Everybody, welcome back to Around the Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa, where I speak to guests from across UAE about topics you want to hear about. Today, I'm joined by the fabulous Lorna Bancroft. Hi, Lorna.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I am super excited to talk to everybody here and you about your really cool platform, Gen X. I understand that this focuses on teens and tweens specifically to provide a safe space for them to be without screens and to socialize. Please tell me what this is all
Yes.
about.
So it's basically a brunch for kids, no parents allowed. So that gives the kids like a fun and safe environment without the sort of watchful eye of their parents. It gives them like a little bit of a sense of independence, that kind of grown up feeling where they feel like no one's watching. But of course, myself and the team are always watching, but we're kind of the cool ones as well. So we can kind of get away with it. And also, it gives the parents 3 hours on a Sunday for them to go and sit and chill and relax, knowing that the kids are off having fun at Gen X. So, yeah, that's basically it's a very difficult age, right? 9 to 14 is a very difficult age because they're kind of too old for the face painting and the bouncy castles, but they're still too young to be heading off to the malls by themselves or going chilling down the beach. So it's just a very difficult age. And I thought, there's got to be something we can do here. So they get to Gen X. We've got the karaoke booth. They go behind the juice bar, make their own mocktails. We've got a DJ there, all the pool tables, foosball tables, selfie mirror booth. We do loads of party games with them as well, where they can win prizes. It's just really cool. Like I never had anything like this when I was their age, so I'm reliving my youth through them.
That is super cool. And I love the fact that you're doing something that is it helps develop social skills for children of that
Yeah.
age when obviously like at this point in life everyone's got their iPads, their iPhones. So it's beautiful that you've done something to like encourage and promote that human interaction.
Yeah, it honestly it terrifies me how much kids are on their screens now. I'm not a parent myself, so I think it's always easier when you're an outsider looking in, right? It's like when you're in a bad relationship and someone's going, he's no good for you, but you can't see it yourself because you're in it. And I feel like the pressure on the parents, like when I was growing up, it was quite normal for either mum or dad to be at work and the other one to be at home. It's changed so much now. And I think parents have so much pressure on themselves that sometimes it is an easy way out for parents to go, okay, just go on your iPad for an hour because they've got so much stuff to do in the home now. No, work is no longer just at work, is it? It's with
Mhm.
us all the time. Just respond to this email, respond to this WhatsApp, answer this call. This is like the world we live in now, right? Pressure, pressure, pressure from all directions. And I just think it's I don't know it when I'm out with my friends and they're at a family brunch, I can see that the younger kids are really happy. And I can see that the teens and tweens are less happy. They're sitting around a table listening to adult conversation, which isn't always appropriate. As adults, we try and make sure we keep it child friendly, but sometimes I think conversations can go a little bit too adult in front of the kids. They might be sat around the table scrolling on their phone or their iPad. And then, of course, you've got the inevitable where they get bored of what they're doing and they want to leave. So then, of course, the parents have to go home because the kids are bored. They're going to start whinging and moaning. So it's just like a vicious cycle, I think, nowadays. I just think it's really difficult.
So you've mentioned a few challenges there, and obviously like being able to have kids, not be distracted by phones and iPads and not want to just like get up and leave if that's where the solution comes from, right? For your platform, for them having that human interaction. But what kind of challenges would have come with creating a platform like this, which I believe it's in the third year now, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be 3 years old in October, which is amazing. I mean, I never even thought we'd make it to 6 months because it was just a harebrain idea I had. And after 18 months, literally stumbled across a venue which I thought would be perfect for it. Um, and I just thought, is this going to work? I don't really have a lot of money to spend on marketing. I certainly don't have the money to be building websites and apps. Are parents going to feel comfortable leaving their children? Most of the time, for the first time, they're leaving their children, without their supervision. And it was very difficult and a lot of self doubt. My goodness, I've only ever been a radio presenter. I'm not a businesswoman. So to all of a sudden have a team working for me and people relying on me, and it was my responsibility to make sure it grew, and so many pressures and stresses. But I love it. I love what I do. Luckily, the parents and kids love what we do. The team loves it, and it's grown and grown and grown to somewhere I never imagined. I mean, we are sold out with graduation parties every year, something I never even thought of. When kids are graduating from year six and they're going to secondary school, it was the schools and the parents that started contacting me saying, "Oh, we've seen you do this brunch and we know that you celebrate birthdays and stuff, but can we have our graduation there?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And then all of a sudden, we're completely sold out for May and June now for graduations, which is something I never even dreamt of, honestly.
That is so beautiful. And you've already kind of touched on some of the main milestones of creating this platform, but what would you say was a moment or a kind of really impactful experience that you went through?
I I don't know if I can actually pinpoint just one moment, but I do know that it would probably be the first time I received a message from one of the parents after her daughter had celebrated her birthday at Gen X. And the words that she used were so beautiful and meant so much to me because Gen X obviously is my baby. So to hear the happiness through the parents' own words of what an incredible time her daughter had had, how easy it was to deal with me, how the planning was so amazing, how her daughter loved me and all the team. She'd had so much friends, had so much fun. Her friends couldn't wait to also have their birthdays there. That was a real pinch me moment because it's like, oh my God, this is real now. Like this is actually happening and people are loving it. And I can't quite believe it. So the feedback from the parents, but also getting to see the kids having so much fun while they were there. Those are moments that I will never get used to. Like they always make me really emotional.
It is also super cute that you're bringing the community together in a way, like whether it's through graduations or birthdays, you're actually creating core memories for these young people in the most positive way, and you're showing them how nice it is just to come together and celebrate life, even from like a young age. They may not be, having a drink or whatever, but they'll be socializing and making friends, and it will help a lot of kids with their social anxiety, coming out of their comfort zones. Like I know that you've also used a lot of research to create this platform, so it's incredible what you've done.
I think as well, it's really reliving my youth and teaching the children how to have fun without the screens. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not ban mobile phones from Gen X. I think that's not fair on the kids or on the parents. They need to have that line of communication should they feel they need it. But what we do is if we see the kids on the phone, rather than going over and villainizing the phone and saying, "Get off your phone, what are you doing?" We'll go over and say, "Hey, fancy a game of Uno? Oh, do you want to go and let's go and have a challenge on the foosball table?" So it's not villainizing the phone, it's giving them the options and realizing that actually the other options can be a lot more fun. And with the party games that we do, they are nothing, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. We're using plastic cups, we're using balloons, we're using paper plates, stuff that me and my sister used to have to make up games with when we were kids because we didn't have anything else. And what I love is when the kids go home and then the parents will send me a video of their daughter's been at Gen X and they're doing the Tower Cup challenge with their sister, or, they're outside doing the plank challenge with their brother and sister. And it's so nice to be able to give them the confidence of, hey, do you know what? You can have fun without a screen and you can speak to another birthday party because actually you're going to go up against each other in the challenges. And by the end of it, you're all going to be laughing and joking and feel comfortable with each other because it's team building stuff. It's not just mindlessly put together, but it's also not breaking the bank or reinventing the wheel either. And it's really nice to see that the kids nowadays are still enjoying the stuff that we enjoyed, because I think it's very easy to overthink, especially in this day and age, and think, oh gosh, I have to get something really expensive. We have to do something and really think outside of the box. No, actually, you can have Gen X fun in your own home and it's not going to break the bank. But just that interaction and that competitiveness and working together to succeed, they're such strong factors. They really are.
That is so cool, honestly, Lorna. Hearing you talk about it, hearing your passion, it is contagious. And I'm so glad there are people like you out there that are doing something different that helps young people, but also teaches them. The reality is, we can't take phones away from kids, we can't take screens away from them. But at the same time, if they are choosing voluntarily to do something more social, in-person engagement, like that is doing wonders for them. And this leads me to my final question for you today. If there's one thing, one message you wanted to leave with the listeners, regardless of the age, what would you want them to hear?
Don't ever think you can't do it. Don't ever think you can't do it, because honestly, my impression of the UAE before I moved here almost 7 years ago was that I might struggle as a female here. I doubted myself. I'd only ever been a radio presenter for 23 years. So in my mind, I just talked rubbish for a living. I didn't actually have a brain cell. I was very quick to, if an idea came into my head, no, don't be stupid. You'll never manage that. The minute you get the courage to realize that actually, if you have passion and drive and the right people around you, you can actually achieve anything. And certainly in this country is definitely one of those countries that will encourage you to grow, encourage you to succeed, and certainly has many, many people here that will help you to grow. They're not going to try and pull you down. So if you have an idea or if you want to achieve something, go for it 150% and don't look back. It's okay to doubt. Just don't let that be the loudest voice ever.
Love that. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with me today. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really lovely to chat to you.
Of course. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, my love. Take care. Bye bye.